All right, let's dive right into this high-stakes war room briefing. Today's explainer feels a little different. Honestly, it's like we're decoding a classified dossier ripped straight out of a graphic novel. We are analyzing the master blueprint for Project Horizon. And listen, this isn't just your standard business plan. It is a meticulously designed architecture to build a distributed, global army of AI-powered microagencies. It's really all about empowering everyday people with enterprise-grade AI to completely conquer the small and medium enterprise market. So grab your gear because we are unpacking exactly how this massive operation is meant to unfold. Here is our mission itinerary for today. We're going to start with the digital arbitrage window, then look at the 3 brands, tour the Learn, Certify, Deploy pipeline, inspect the AI deployment agents, examine the data flywheel moat, and finally reveal the ultimate endgame.
Kicking things off with Issue 1, the digital arbitrage window.
90%. That is a staggering number, right? And it represents the sheer scale of the villain's reach in this story. It's the percentage of small businesses in Africa that currently lack a modern, mobile-friendly website with even basic online booking. Globally, that number is over 60%, but in markets like Nigeria and Kenya, it is an absolute greenfield leapfrog opportunity. These are the citizens our heroes need to save. There's no legacy incumbent to fight off or displace here. There is literally just an empty space where digital infrastructure should be. So what's our hero's ultimate superpower? It's capturing this exact gap, what we call the arbitrage window. You see, AI has fundamentally compressed the cost of building a website, setting up SMS marketing, generating loyalty programs. It went from taking weeks and thousands of dollars down to just minutes and near zero marginal cost. But the market price that a local barbershop or salon actually expects to pay, well, that hasn't changed at all. Project Horizon captures this gap by enabling human domain experts to sell the outcome while the AI platform does all the heavy lifting of delivering it. If you're a solo entrepreneur, this is a massive opening. And if you're an incumbent agency, this is the threat you need to be carefully watching out for. Moving right along to Issue 2, 3 brands, 1 engine. You know, you literally can't use just one single brand to conquer the world. The positioning conflicts would be completely insurmountable. So, Project Horizon brilliantly splits into 3 distinct factions. First, we have Tiny Training, targeting developed markets like the US and UK, promising the ultimate side hustle. Then there's Umoja Digital in Africa, which is highly focused on digital dignity and youth employment. And finally, AgentDeploy, tailored for global B2B enterprise clients. The absolute brilliance here is the cross-subsidization. Because they all run on the exact same underlying architecture, the higher revenue rolling in from the developed markets directly subsidizes the infrastructure cost for the African markets. It essentially means the coffee shop in London is effectively funding the digital revolution for the tailor in Nairobi. It's one centralized engine powering a multi-tiered global assault. Next up is Issue 3, the pipeline. Because think about it, you can't just hand over superpowers to totally untrained recruits, right? First, we have to train this distributed army. If you give an untrained user powerful AI agents, you're just going to get chaos. To solve this, Project Horizon enforces a really strict 3-step pipeline: learn, certify, deploy. And the learning isn't just generic fluff. It's dynamically generated for highly specific niches. Once you learn, you face the certification engine. Now, this isn't some static multiple-choice test. It's a highly dynamic, market-tested exam that literally searches the web for current market conditions in your specific city before it tests you. They enforce this strict pipeline to ensure that absolutely no one touches a client's business until they pass the simulation. Only then do they unlock Phase 3, deployment.
Which brings us to Issue 4, the AI agent MEX.
Once a user actually passes that certification, the platform rips off the training wheels and hands over the keys to the heavy artillery. We are talking about arming our certified experts with a coordinated federation of 5 specialist mechs, all powered by advanced AI. You've got the orchestrator, which commands the squad, the prospecting agents, scouring Google Maps to find local businesses with bad websites, the website builder agent, which scrapes their existing data and instantly generates a fully coded site using modern web frameworks like Next.js. Then, the outreach agent automatically messages that business owner via official Meta-approved connection channels on platforms like WhatsApp or Instagram, showing them the preview site that was already built for them. Each agent executes a highly scoped, laser-focused mission. And that brings us to the ultimate defense mechanism, the QA agent. Before a single message is ever sent by the outreach agent, the QA agent runs the generated website through a safe testing environment, basically a sandbox. It runs Google Lighthouse audits to check site speed and search engine optimization. It explicitly cross-references the displayed text against the scraped source data to detect any AI hallucinations. It ensures that every single generated site is completely flawless before outreach even begins. And if it fails, it just kicks it right back to the builder agent to fix.
Flipping over to issue 5, the data flywheel moat.
Because really, any decently funded startup out there can just stitch together off-the-shelf AI models and basic automation tools. So what's the actual defense against well-funded clones? The defense is the data flywheel moat. Every single website built, every structured QA rejection, every outreach open rate, and every upsell conversion is logged. This creates a deeply proprietary performance dataset. It tells the platform exactly which design choices convert best for, say, a barbershop in Lagos versus a salon in Austin. Any team can copy the software pipeline, sure, but they absolutely cannot replicate the battle-tested data flywheel that gives Project Horizon an irreplicable 2-year operational head start. This is the real moat that investors are actually funding. $375.8 million. That is the year 5 critical mission target for total platform revenue. And crucially, it's not achieved just by selling one-off subscriptions. It's driven by this massive multi-tiered hierarchy. You have the Tier 1 solo heroes building their micro-agencies from the ground up. But then you have Tier 2 network operators. Think universities, deploying hundreds of graduates all at once. Going right up to Tier 3 enterprise deals, backed by massive private equity funds. These are large investment firms deploying huge amounts of capital to launch thousands of agents across entire continents. It's a compounding revenue model that creates truly incredible scale.
Finally, we reach the climax of our story, Issue 6, the ultimate endgame. When you build a machine this incredibly powerful, you really have to decide what its ultimate destiny in the market is going to be. The master document pits 2 massive paths against each other. Path A, build to be acquired. We call this the Tomoro template, named after a European AI deployment firm that was actually recently acquired by OpenAI. In this path, Project Horizon makes itself utterly indispensable to a massive African fintech or bank and exits for a very healthy $90 to $250 million. Or there's Path B, built to acquire, the consolidator path. Instead of selling, Project Horizon uses its capital to buy up all the fragmented existing digital agencies in Africa, standardizing them completely onto their own AI stack. So the question is, do we act as the ultimate mercenary to be bought, or do we become the empire that consumes everyone else?
The resolution is a perfectly sequenced hybrid timeline. For the first 18 months, you build the foundation exactly as if you will be acquired, obsessing over unit economics and building up that data flywheel. At month 12, you lock in a massive institutional deal. And then at month 18, you hit the decision gate. If the right buyer is there, you run the acquisition process. If not, you raise a roll-up facility, a massive pool of capital designed specifically to buy up and absorb smaller competitors yourself. You maintain maximum leverage until the market reveals your true destiny.
I want to leave you with this explosive final thought directly from the source material. OpenAI just recently launched a $14 billion deployment subsidiary simply because they realized that having the absolute best AI model doesn't mean anything if you don't have an army of people who know how to actually install it into real businesses. The model race is basically a tie. Deployment is the new battleground. Project Horizon is building the exact deployment vehicle the global SME market desperately needs. So, knowing all of this, are you ready to conquer the micro-deployment battlefield?